Hello there, this is Mike Ryrie, and I am going to take you through an initial Lightroom 3 setup. Lightroom is a very useful tool, but it is much more useful if you're able to set it up properly and or know what you're doing so that you can set it up the way you want. So I'm going to take you through a couple of these steps today. The first thing that we want to do with Lightroom, though, is out of Lightroom actually. And this is with our file structure. For Lightroom to really work well, we need to have a good file structure system set up and in place before we actually start using Lightroom. So what I have done in the past and over the last few years is organize all my photographs into a pictures folder somewhere on your hard drive. And within that pictures folder, I have categorized everything by date, specifically by year first. And then, for example, if I go into this folder, you can see that I have also given the subfolders of the actual events a name that has to do with the folder or the date by year, month, and day first, and then the name of the event after that. This system has worked really well for me, and it has allowed me to keep everything organized chronologically, and it is easy for me to do searches to see if I can find the information. So before you start and before you proceed, you need to come up with a good system. You can use my system if you like. It's not mine, but it's a way that has worked for me. Or go on the internet and find other ways that other people have done it. There's lots of infinite ways to do this, but you need to have a system before we start. Okay, so once we have all of our pictures organized and set up just the way we want them on our hard drive, then we're ready to go into Lightroom. Now, before we really get deep into the details of Lightroom, we need to first set up a category, or a catalog, excuse me. A catalog is basically a database, and it's going to be the file that is going to store all the information of all of our images and any changes that we might make to them. So, coming into Lightroom here, I am going to come here and say create new catalog. Now you can see that I've already created a couple catalogs. My MR default is the one that I always use. I'm going to create a new one here, Art 1050 Digital Photo. Okay? Let's create that right now. So what this is doing is it just restarted Lightroom with the new catalog. So if you look up here, you can see Art 1050 Digital Photo is the catalog that I have selected. Now, Lightroom does do a couple of interesting things, and occasionally it will create a new catalog for you unless you tell it not to. And I don't want it to. I want to keep all my images in one database, one catalog that I can easily access. Some people do it differently. They do set up different catalogs for different events and things, but that's not the way that I like to work. I like to have everything in one place that I can access. So to change that setting, I'm going to come up here to Lightroom and then Preferences, and I would like to say Default Catalog. When you start up Lightroom for the first time, it will have this setting here selected, Load Most Current Catalog. I want to change that to this one here, or the one that you just made, Art 1050 Digital Photo, and that's Lightroom Catalog right there. Okay, so now we're done. Lightroom will now, whenever it starts up, will load up the catalog that I'm about to create or import photos into, and it will always be the same thing. Great, so that is the first few steps of our Lightroom tutorial. We will, here in the following videos, we'll learn how to set up metadata presets and also how to set up import presets. After that, I'll take you through a couple of test imports so that you can get a feel for how it's done. Great. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.